Giant show here today on Toro Talk, the official home of your San Antonio Toros, the 1-0 or 2-0. What are we doing, Alex? Are we talking 1 or 2? We calling 2?
Let's call it 2-0.
All right, but first, Alex started us off.
Vamos Toros, baby.
Obviously, everybody knows, right? The Toros are 1-0. They beat the Texas Syndicate, the rivalry. We're going to review that all. We're going to go through the news and everything. But first, Alex, I just like seeing your shiny face, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, buddy. It's beautiful weather up here. I've been able to get some more sun, a little bit more glare on the head. But it's always good to see you. I know you guys had a big basketball weekend this weekend. So congratulations.
Talking about basketball, the city of San Antonio, we're recording this on the night of game one. Like, it's kind of a big deal. Like, right now, San Antonio is the center of the sports world with the Spurs and the Knicks. You got any predictions before we jump in? This is before game one. We're filming.
You're the basketball guy.
Yeah.
You're the basketball guru, not me.
You want me to go first? All right. Spurs in 6. I think Brunson. I think Brunson will get a couple, but I think the Spurs are going to win this. As much as I'm an Eastern Conference type of guy, as long as it's not the 76ers, I just feel like Wemby is now the face of basketball.
I was going to say Spurs in 6, but you stole my thunder. I'm going to go Spurs in 5. How about that?
Spurs in 5, gentlemen sweep. Yeah. And, just like Wemby is the face of basketball, I'm starting to think the Toros with Bedwell and, of course, the beautiful face of Joshua Mayer is the face of the of the Continental Football League. Do you agree with this right now? Because it just seems like they've hit home runs all the way through. They don't hit singles. They hit home runs.
From what I've seen so far, just the preseason games and then week one, by far the class of the league. That's a super talented roster. You're
not saying that just because they pay our bills, right?
No, I mean, if you have two legs, a heartbeat, and eyeballs, you can see it. This team is just right now at a different level, I think. And, I think that's we talked about it last week a little bit when we talked about some of this organizational stuff. I think it's a call to the rest of the Continental teams to get better.
Yeah, definitely. Before we jump into the week news, we are sponsored by Complete Care, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. We got a new sponsor that Alex is going to debut in a little bit. Like, I'm not going to give it away. I think we kind of hinted at it last week, but we're going to hold it off until Alex gets the groove and gets the credit. And, he's got the whole sponsorship deal down. But first, the news. We had to start with this, right? Our social media team, first of all, I want to give them an A+, right? I know the Spurs, this was back when they were playing the Timberwolves, but they used the Syndicate logos and all that, and they're tying in with the Spurs. Just great to be a part of the community. And like I said, Spurs in 6. Alex said Spurs in 5, so maybe Alex is a bigger Spurs fan. Going back to the light helmets, obviously they look sharp. It seems like the players are being safe with it. Alex, what do you think of the light helmets? I know this is your first time really kind of examining the helmet. So far, what do you think of the light helmets?
Yeah, I think just from what I've seen, we haven't had many injuries. We had one, I think, but, it wasn't a helmet-to-helmet hit. It was just a really physical hit where our defensive back collided with their receiver, got shaken up a little bit. But I love the way the light helmets look. And during the in-game chat, there were some people like, why are they wearing light helmets? It's like, well, there's no law against there being more than one helmet maker, right? Just like the jerseys and whatnot. So, I think the guys could probably give us a better, breakdown than me because they're the ones that are wearing it. And, your headgear is very important. But I'm with you. I think they look sharp.
So I know you said maybe the guys need to share their opinion. San Antonio Toros, I know you guys watch us. If you want to come on the official podcast of the San Antonio Toros, talk to Ace or talk to Josh, and we'll get you lined up.
Yeah, and real quick along those lines, to our boy Demetrius Sesmitis, hope you're healing well, bud. Hope that knee's okay. Hated to see you get hurt early in the game, but wishing you the best because I know you're watching.
There you go. The beer, the Brahma's beer, boo. The Commanders and the Toro Blonde Ale debuted, so the legacy continues. Big news for it's just good that they are continuing to tie themselves in with the community.
I love it.
I'm waiting for Josh to ship me some because obviously we live in Georgia and you live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Obviously we need Josh to send us. It's not here, it's just a local brew.
Yeah. Every morning I get up and look outside my door and come on, Josh.
Yeah. Josh and Ace got to get on top of it. And then the big news obviously was the build up to week 1, the first official game, the Syndicate. There was a little trash talking. I don't know if you saw this, players trash talking online between the Toros and Syndicate. Coaches, obviously, they had the rivalry trophy, which I think we'll get to. It just seemed like a big game. I was excited for it. I know you were excited for it, not just because we're covering the Toros. It just seemed like this was an important game for the league.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're, right in each other's backyards. I-35, a couple hours drive to, get in your opponent's backyard. I think Coach Champagne is a class guy. Like, I've listened to him on YouTube. I think he's a class guy. I think they're trying to do it the right way out there too. But it was a pretty good butt kicking we laid on them, and 24-0, and could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely. Then they went out to the baseball game. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital obviously hosted them.
Honestly, I'm thinking about getting hurt, Webb. I think when I go to San Antonio, I'm going to do something to hurt myself, like miss a step or something, so I can go see the guys over at South Texas Spine and Surgery.
Tell you the truth, I want to see Josh in one of these outfits playing the violin. That's my goal. That's my goal. I think Josh would fit in perfectly right here. But obviously, they went out there. Josh obviously will always be at all the events, really promoting. And then obviously, I know we've said this before. Ace and his team, his marketing team, does a terrific job with the graphics and everything. I just think it looks like class act. I think it looks better than the UFL stuff.
As you said,
it stands out compared to all the other teams and all the other spring and summer leagues. Obviously, more promotion. They talk UFL. Who knows why? Probably because the Toros could beat some of those teams. And then we talked about it before. How great is it that the local community is hosting these guys? Like Angel's Mexican Haven brought in the football team, and they all ate together. Like, how crazy is that? Imagine 40 guys, 45 guys, you included the coaches, that are football players, so big eaters, just show up into your local restaurant and they're ready to eat.
I think that's great. It's great to see the community supporting our boys. And, when you see pictures like this, I think the football is great and the on the field stuff, but, the memories are often the off the field type things. And for these guys to get together the day before their road game, have a good meal together, really, really appreciate the hospitality.
Then obviously 20,000 views, Alex. I know we talked about this and we'll probably talk about it again, but 20,000 views for the Toro game.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? Like 20,000 views for a league that really never had anything. It was a preseason game against a team that isn't even part of the league, so not even like two teams promoting it. And they were able to get 20,000 views on the United Football Media. Like, how, like that's kind of unreal because, we've been in this game for a while of trying to produce content. And for them to just put this game on against a nobody and win 71-0, right?
Yeah.
And to get 20,000 views is just unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think what it does is, we've talked about it. This league, we're in the building stage. Yep. We're still sitting in the nest. We haven't flown away. To get 20,000 views is something you can hang your hat on. I think where this comes into play is later on, maybe next year when you're out talking to some of your local TV stations and whatnot about maybe carrying games, you can say, hey, look at the types of viewership we're able to pull. And there hasn't been a lot of lead time, not only with the league, but if you recall, we didn't announce what network our games would be on until like a week before the game.
Yeah.
And how many people are still trying to find us, right?
And the game got switched from a Saturday to a Monday, Memorial Day, like holiday, all that kind of end of a long weekend. It just, nothing was supposed to go their way. And to get 20,000 views in less than a week is just unbelievable. And you know what it's like on the United Football Media. Like, to get 1,000 views is amazing. To get 20,000 views on a league that, really hasn't officially kicked off is just unbelievable.
I agree.
And when you compare it to the other teams, it doubles the other teams. So the fact that they're becoming the nation's team, the world's team.
Yes.
Raising
Hey, we have
Cane's
investors from across the pond too, by the way. We do
They
have
do.
people that have invested from Europe in this team. So maybe we are the world's team.
Yeah, there we go. Who could have thought a guy with a cowboy hat and a microphone would have got the world's team in spring football? Raising Cane's, obviously, they've been a proud sponsor. You remember we had a couple events there in the offseason, feeding the Toros, Brook City base, making sure our players are well fed. It just seems it's more examples of the community supporting the Toros. And then they're promoting the game. We're ready to go. Rivals. I'm going to play this video a little bit. It just feels like a big game. You know what I mean? Like the way their social media is going, it just feels like it's a big deal. And not all the teams are doing it. You look at the other teams, and we talk about this, how the other teams in the league need to step up their game, kind of like the Toros, because this feels like it's presented by the vodka brand. You know what I mean? It's sponsored Rivals. This little video is sponsored. And my question to all the other teams in the league, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah, no kidding. You know, it's professional football, guys. I mean, these guys get paid to play. They're getting paid to play. This is professional football. And I think, you know, the whole operation should be professional. And I tip my cap to the Toros organization and what they've done. I mean, we've called out Josh, we've called out Ace and others. I mean, it's everybody associated with the Toros.
And then the drip check. Alex, you figure out what drip is?
Yeah, it's what you wear before the game.
Yeah, it's just stylish clothes, Alex. It's not your jersey. I guess I went through rewatch the show, and you talked about the drip with the long towel and everything. I guess that would be drip, but because that's on-field drip. But this a drip check is really when you're coming into the game.
Yeah, these guys have me beat. I'm not nearly that cool. I do have slides though, and I wear socks with them. But
Cam Eccles Looper coming in hot. All right, Alex, we're going to hear from our sponsor, and then we're going to dive into the game.
Let's do it.
But first, we are going to hear a word from our sponsor, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center is named one of the top 5 hospitals in the state of Texas for joint procedures. Our integrated approach ensures a smooth journey from diagnosis to recovery. We are a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring.
Thank you to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital for partnering with the Toros. All right, Alex. 24-0.
Yep.
We're like now it's 2 weeks and they've scored 95 points and given up 0. We talked about an offense game. Let's talk about offense because offense obviously gets the eyeballs more than the defense, even though the defense should be getting the eyeballs when you're really watching this team. But let's talk about the offense. On a grade scale, A through F, what would you give the offense? Be honest, because if you paid attention, I don't know if you saw the presser with Stan Bedwell. It wasn't 100% happy. He said he was trying to score points in the second half. Obviously, they scored all the points in the first half. Until the clock hit 0-0-0, he wants to score points. Yeah. It's not. You know, it wasn't like they were just using the clock.
Yeah.
Give an overall grade for the offense, and knowing that they've only been together for 2 weeks roughly.
Well, that's the thing. If we're going to grade them straight up, I'd give them a B. If we're going to grade them on a curve, considering they haven't been together 2 full weeks yet, I'd have to give them an A because, you know, but there are pieces to clean up too. So, I mean, you know, I see some positives in the offense. So if you look at, you know, the preseason game and the first game, you know, we talk about balance and, you know, often people think balance is the mix of run and pass. Oh, you know, there's 50-50 team. They have balance. When the air raid balance is about touches, making sure the receivers are getting a fair amount of touches, almost equal. Same thing with the running backs. And I think we've accomplished that pretty well. So, you know, I think our offense is balanced. You know, from an execution standpoint, I think we've executed pretty well both weeks. I think there's some stuff maybe we need to clean up with Continental shift, you know, which we expected, especially with this being the first game that was, you know, in play. You know, I was a little surprised that, you know, we haven't seen tempo yet. We haven't seen hurry up. I was a little surprised in the Continental shift that we were substituting so much, like personnel I think that may be something we want to look at with the shorter clock. Do we go with a group of guys and keep them out there? But long-winded, long answer to say, I'd give them an overall B right now. And if we want to grade on the time curve, how long they've been together, let's give them an A.
Well, Bedwell said in the presser that with the Continental shift, they really haven't had time to install a different package and to be able to switch to the Canadian rules so quickly. They're still installing, right, with 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can judge that fourth quarter, especially when you're up 24-0. You can't judge that fourth quarter fully, because if you haven't installed a special, and you said they're substituting, and we saw it, and it seemed not that it was rusty, but it was rusty for the shorter play clock. It didn't seem as smooth. I'm going to give them. It's a progress report. You know what I mean? It's not on the report card. This grade is a progress report, not a report card. You talked about balance. Yeah. And one thing I looked at this, and one thing that stood out right away was there were 25 receptions or 25 completions and 25 rushing attempts.
Yeah.
You want to talk about balance. It's 50-50 right there. Yes, there's 18 incompletions, but still the actual plays, it was pretty balanced. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say our running backs too. You mentioned the running backs. Price is tough. He looks like this lanky, lean kind of runner.
Do you see him in the presser? Did you watch the presser or no?
No, I did not watch the presser.
He came in with no shirt on, man. That boy is a dog, man.
I might do that on our next show.
Oh, please not. We're trying to retain the audience.
But Devontae's got some shake. He's got some good lateral movement too, and he's tough to bring down. He's really tough. The other one that impressed me this past week was Henry running between the tackles. And he earned some good yards running between the tackles. Good forward lean, finishes his runs off really nicely. And then of course we have Graham. I love our running back room, and I think all of them had average yards per carry over 7 in this last game, if you go back and look at it too. So we can get it done on the ground. The other thing too, for you air raid people that are watching, did we kill them on Wiseale or what? I mean, Cardenas had 3 nice catches. And basically, for those that are watching that might not be familiar with Wiseale, that is when you have your outside receiver either run off or run a post, and then the Y or Cardenas would run like a 10 or 12 yard speed out, and then you dart your running back out into the flat. So what you've essentially done to the defense, you've created 3 levels. You have a deep, you have the middle, and they weren't covering Cardenas at all. I think we had that all night long.
Yeah, well, he had 5 catches, 87 yards. Eccles Looper, 4 catches, 49 yards. He looks like a UFL Canadian football. Like he's a talent. Cardenas is as well. Price had 3 receptions, 18 yards. So he had as many carries as he had reception. So he's definitely a dangerous weapon. And Henry had 3 receptions and 5 rushes. So they balanced it out, even balanced out the running backs from catching passes and a handoff. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. Will Arndt, not the greatest day. I'm going to be honest with you, but obviously it's 2 weeks into it. It was a step up in talent. Obviously, going from the Hornets to the Syndicate. 25 for 43, 222, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
It's not bad.
Definitely not bad.
Yeah, he forced a couple, and he'd probably tell you he forced a couple too. I do think, though, just from what I could see, and at times when you're looking at the camera angle on TV, you can't really see, deep downfield from that shot. But it looked to me like we had a hard time separating from their DBs. So either their DBs are good, maybe it's something scheme standpoint that we can look at to maybe help create some separation, more opportunities downfield. But, it just felt to me like Texas did a really good job of playing defense. Thank God they did, because the way our defense dominated, it could have been 100-0.
Talk about the offensive line. Obviously, there's not many stats out on the offensive line, but I think they're doing a solid job for a 2-week install.
Yeah, no complaints. I mean, again, I think, was Arndt sacked? Did we give up any sacks?
I know
Hayden had to scramble, but I think he got positive yardage on his. Might have been a sack in there, but overall, again, when you're talking about being together 2 weeks, I think the offensive line has done a stellar job.
Definitely. Alex, it's time to debut your new segment. You got the shiny face, the pretty face. You've got the charming personality.
Oh yeah.
You are the star of the San Antonio Toros. It's really Josh, Will Arndt, Stan Bedwell, Alex Allman. No offense to all the rest of the Toros that come on here, or Ace and his pretty face. Alex Allman is the pretty face.
Are you putting me ahead of Jerry Glanville?
Yeah.
You'd have to get Coach on here to debate that with me, I think.
Yeah. But we have a news segment with our news partner, Pick and Pull Auto Parts, self-service auto parts in South Texas. But first, let's hear from them before we get Alex's new segment, the play of the game.
Don't want that old car but don't know what to do? Call Pick and Pull and turn that old car into cash. We buy more because we pay more, running or not, and we'll pick it up free. Pick and Pull has the largest inventory in South Texas with over 4,500 parts cars, so we need to buy. Go to pickandpullsa.com for more details. Pick and Pull. We buy more because we pay more.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
That's Pick and Pull, our newest partner here on Toro Talk. Alex, we gave you that because your age, you're kind of picking and pulling, right?
I'm picking and pulling.
Like body parts, all that kind of stuff, surgeries, all that kind of stuff. Everybody, I'm not going to dive into the details, but you're kind of the pick and pull guy out of the two of us, right?
Does Pick and Pull sell new hips?
Yeah, Alex, they might. There's a lot of cars there. You might have been able to find a hip replacement in there. But play of the game. Coach Alex's play of the game. Here we go. There it is, Alex.
Nice.
The block punt. It was early on in the game. Miles Mahaney comes across, blocks the punt. Fun fact about Miles Mahaney, he's a Jaron Horton guy. And you know my affinity for Jaron Horton.
Yeah.
Miles Mahaney is your pick and pull Coach Alex's play of the game. Alex, talk about that. Talk about, like, I know you've coached special teams a little bit. Talk about how big of a momentum swing is that.
Man.
And especially early on in the game, because at that point, it wasn't like, okay, we know Texas can't move the ball. It was still kind of early on.
That's huge.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, that's a big deal. Like special teams, when they make a big play, it's almost like icing on the cake, or playing the scratch off lottery and winning $10. You didn't expect it, and that was a huge play by Miles early in the game, setting us up with a great field position. In the momentum, just letting them know that, hey, we can beat you at all three phases of the game. His jump was so good getting off the ball, it almost looked like he was offsides, like he was that quick getting off the snap. And the punter never had a chance. It wasn't a bad snap. He wasn't slow getting it off. It's just Miles got there so quickly. So that's my pick and pull play of the game.
There you go. Alex, how do you feel? Like you've made it official? Like you're like sponsored? Like, look at.
I tell you what.
It's kind of crazy.
If my guidance counselors in high school could see me now, they would regret all the bad things they said about me.
Or factual things. All right, let's go over the defense. Glanville's got them running, right? It's 2 weeks install. They are playing tremendous. Let's talk about the Super Bowl champ that's in that locker room. Obi Melanfalu, the former UFL. He's played everywhere, right? He's absolutely played. Valuable player here. He had 6 total tackles, 3 solo, 3 assists, a half tackle for loss, a couple pass breakups. Like, how important is Obi and what he does for that defense, because he's all over the field?
Yeah, he played fantastic. And, he's a guy that is obviously a great athlete. He's played at the highest level in the NFL, which, for his teammates, that's obviously going to give him a lot of street cred. But, he delivered this past Saturday night. I thought he played very, very well. He was all over. Steiner was all over. And Towson played very, very well as well. They racked up some tackles. My guy, Javier Edwards, boy, I tell you what, number 93, that guy, he was in the backfield. He was chasing that quarterback around like he was running to be first in line at the Golden Corral buffet. My big man was chasing him all over the place. They couldn't block him. Like, there were 3 or 4 plays in a row. Quarterback takes a snap and there's 93. I mean, he was, he didn't put up the big stats. I didn't see like the QB hurries in the in the stat sheet. But he was there all night. He was just wreaking havoc in the middle of that line. And we just locked down in that bear front. We covered the center and both guards and said, you can't run it. And they couldn't. And then the quarterback was running the run for your life offense. And thank God he's a good athlete, or he might have died, because like literally, we literally were just in his face all night long. I got a lot of respect for that kid.
Let's talk about the secondary. We didn't call out the secondary in the first episode, but we did say, hey, like it was an all right game.
Yeah.
They had 17 pass breakups. Like 17 pass-up breakups is like video game stats.
Yeah.
Like let's be real. And I know the Syndicate maybe didn't have the greatest passing attack, but the fact that they were able to get their hands on 17 balls, that's just insane, especially for a team that blitzes a lot. So like a lot of guys are kind of on islands. And the fact that they were able to, Green had 4, Johnson had 3, Melifalo had 2. Like it just, Hearns had 3. It's crazy. That secondary we talked about in the preseason, a lot of big school name guys. Like that's probably the room that has the most big school name guys. So there's a lot of talent back there, and it seems like they're hitting their stride right now.
No question. And when you have that many pass breakups, that tells me guys are where they're supposed to be. You know, that's impressive. You
got to come up with a nickname for them, because if they're getting 17 we got to come up with a nickname. It's got to be bull related. Maybe our fans here leave a comment below, and I don't want no fly zone. I want it San Antonio based.
Yeah.
I want a nickname for this unit, because I think we didn't sleep on it after the preseason game, but we were like, okay, what's the next step? Well, the next step went from being okay to 17 pass breakups in week 1.
Yeah. It was impressive. Very, very impressive. And I think, again, they were really good. Our defensive front was really good, putting that quarterback in positions to make some really, really tough throws. And he hit one every now and then, but you could watch that game, and we talked about
15
it.
15 and 45. That's not one every now and then.
No,
that's 33%.
That's not very good. But we talked about it last week. What did we say? There's that offensive line cannot control our defensive line. We called it on the show, and held out to be true. They just can't block us. Yeah.
Anyone else stand out on the defensive side? Because we're heading into. I think the biggest thing that we have to hear is now, because of all the schedule and everything, and we're not going to dive into that. We're heading to a bye week early on.
Yeah.
So what does Jerry Glanville go to that defense? Because the defense has been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Has been good both weeks. And it seems like the secondary took a step up. You had Obi that came back healthy. Like it just seems like that defense took a bigger step forward than the offense. And that's no disrespect to the offense, because they were dynamic. Anytime you score 24 points in a football game, you're doing typically a very good job, especially after 2 weeks in an install. But that defense looks like Pittsburgh Steelers of the 70s.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree. I think
you probably remember that. You remember the 70s, so
I do.
I just saw it on highlights. So
yeah, well, the Steelers are for real. I tell you what. But I think he'll probably add some more blitzes and possibly some. They can do a little bit more this week, and maybe like disguising some coverages. When you beat people up front, like you can beat, like they've done their first 2 opponents, you don't have to get fancy. You just line up and kick their butt. You don't have to do a lot. But I think it's also nice to have other things in your back pocket. And I kind of like this early bye week for us, because we've had the guys now for a couple of weeks. We've got 2 games of film where we can go to correct things. And now we'll have a bye week to do some more install, clean some things up. So I think it's coming at a good time for us.
Definitely. Before we head out, we're going to hear from Complete Care. We'll be right back.
When it comes to performance, one thing is true. You can't do your best unless you're feeling your best. Whether you're crushing it in the classroom to ace a test or pushing hard for that extra point, you have no time for downtime. So if you get sidelined by sickness or injury, just remember Complete Care. We have 3 convenient San Antonio locations, and we're open 24/7 to diagnose and treat you quickly. With x-ray, CAT scan, ultrasound, and on-site lab, we'll get you back in the game. Nowhere to go. Complete Care.
Thank you to Complete Care for partnering with us. So now we got 3 sponsors, Alex. We got a lot of commercial breaks in here. It gives you time to rest. I know you're getting older, so like the rest in between. But my Complete Care, and I didn't prep you for this because Complete Care is actually my sponsor. And I'm going to have a highlighted video for that. I've made it big time too. I didn't want to steal your thunder. You got pick and pull. I got Complete Care because I got to take care of you. But first of all, My complete care is the moment of the game. You're going to ask me what's the moment of the game, and you're probably going to give me some suggestions. Eccles Looper's touchdown, Obi's plays, those kind of things. Orange throws. But mine is, I don't know if you remember this. Did you see this? I'm going to turn the sound on, and we're going to let Mr. Bedwell take over. Let me rewind this because I had to get this ready. This is 25 seconds of Mr. Bedwell.
Coaching staff out there, and his body language, you can tell what he's saying without a mic.
Well, and what he said he did a twirl, and
Running backs for both teams did great last week, so it's kind of a departure from what we've only seen one game from each of these teams. That punt not going to go quite as far as they were thinking again. Out of mic.
Well, and what he's
Yeah.
So, Alex, that was my complete care moment of the game because I just like how Bedwell is defending his guys already. Yeah. It was obviously the refs. It's early on in the season; they're rusty, just like players. But he was able to defend his guys, and honestly, without ever seeing Bedwell really coach, he's been an offense coordinator and been like a head coach and being a head front man and being on TV and all that, and handling the press and handling all that. I think he's hit a home run here. Like he's done well, and the fact that in his first regular season game with the Toros, he does that little dance and the twirly and all that kind of stuff. It's got to be the moment of the game, especially when the defense hasn't given a point. So it's not like you're in a chattering game, a teeth chattering game. Like you got to have some light moments, and I'm going to give that to Bedwell.
I kind of like that. His footwork, though, I was watching him. He almost looked like you could tell he's a quarterback because when he made the move, he kind of opened his foot up and reversed out. Like when you used to take snaps under center years ago and they tell you, you reverse out and break the midline and bring your body around. Let's watch here. There it is. Now wait, there it is. Nice. Good job. Looked like
go back. Here we go. We'll play one more time.
One more time. There, up, attaboy. Good job. He didn't quite do that though, Coach. You added that reverse. Yeah. He just kind of grabbed it and slung it, but you were close. He was pretty close.
Yeah. All right, that was our complete care special moment of the game. Alex, we did another week. You got to debut your shiny new toy, your new play of the game. If you got suggestions for Alex, where can we find you on social media?
They can find me at Spot the Ball 14 on X. Spot the Ball 14. And for those of you that don't know what that means, it's like we're going fast, we're going up tempo. Spot the ball so we can go.
Is that what it means? I thought it was just you trying to figure out something.
This is a rated PG. We got kids watching, Webb. Come on.
You can find me at Football Web 39. All your spring, summer football, I'll retweet a lot. Obviously, Toros, we got quite a bit of coverage there. For Alex Allman, I'm Bryan Webster. Thank you to Pick and Pull, Complete Care, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. Man, Josh just keeps filling up this line. I got to spend 5 minutes just saying sponsors, but the community's opening up his arms to the community. We didn't even talk about this. Actually, we're going to have another segment right here. 100 We Funders. 100 We Funders.
That's right.
That's 100 people believe in this of what they're doing. It's just unreal, especially when you compare it to other franchises in this organization, in this league that need to step up their game. The fact that they've hit the ground running and been able to do this in such a short time and people are buying in. And I know we say this every week, and we're buddies with Josh and Ace and all those guys. And we love this team and we love what they're doing. And obviously it means a lot to us. But if you're taking the blimp view of this, if we're running a marathon, they're on mile 15 and everyone else is still on the starting gate.
Yeah.
Like it's clear. And I hope the league, and I hope this gets spread out, and I hope this gets clipped and everything, but they need to step up their game.
Yeah.
Because you've got a franchise here, and I think you've got a couple other franchises, and the Syndicate are one of them that are, it seems like, legitimate program.
Yeah.
And I think there's multiple ones here. But if you're going to get into this league, you've got to hit the ground running like the San Antonio Toros.
I agree. And I'm going to call out, the people in San Antonio to get out and watch this team. We need to make it. They put a lot into this to create something for,
By UFL standards, there's actually 7,948 people there.
17,948.
Yeah. By UFL standards.
Yeah.
But obviously there weren't. Go out, get a ticket. It's cheap. it's affordable entertainment. It's good entertainment. You'll see our coach do one of these moves. We'll replay it because I know Bedwell plays.
We're never going to
We'll
get him
see.
on the show.
Yeah, we'll get him on the show. I think he's got a good personality. But you get to see this up close and personal. There are guys. They're representing San Antonio. Obviously, they're out in the community. It's just a perfect summer activity, right?
Yep. Yeah.
For football crazy people. Like instead of watching the UFL and all that malarkey that's going on there, where playoff teams can't even host a playoff game because there's a soccer game, come to a league that actually is going to have a whole season, and they'll make it through season. There will be teams that obviously it's the initial season, but they will make it through the season, and you're going to see your San Antonio Toros get a banner, just like the San Antonio Spurs. Full moment, full circle right there.
I agree. This league is beginning, and there will be, like we talked about, starts and stops, bumps in the road. The Toros have done everything right. I give these guys a lot of credit, and it's been a lot of fun so far. So get out San Antonio, support this team, and let's make this Continental Football League work, because at the end of the day, the reason we're doing this is creating opportunities for guys to further their careers. That's why we're here. So we really need to get out and back the Toros.
Definitely. For Stan Bedwell and his dancing moves, Alex Allman, I'm Bryan Webster. This is Toro Talk. Thank you.